There's one fruit that's been sitting quietly in your kitchen, and yet, for men over 60, it's slowly draining your testosterone, clogging your blood vessels, and quietly stealing your erections. You'd never expect it. In fact, most people still believe it's heart healthy, but in my clinic, I've seen men's lives change dramatically just by removing this one so-called healthy fruit from their daily routine. I'm Dr. Jocelyn. I've spent over 30 years working alongside older men to help them reclaim their strength, their confidence, and their intimate vitality. And time again, I've witnessed the same powerful truth play out in my practice. When men over 60 stop guessing and start eating with real intention and purpose, their bodies respond, and they respond fast. Here's the part that no one is telling you. Not all fruits are good for aging men. Some fruits actually increase estrogen, spike insulin, and destroy nitric oxide, the very molecule responsible for firm, healthy erections. And on the other hand, there are 4 humble, everyday fruits that can repair blood flow, awaken testosterone, and bring back energy and intimacy naturally, without medications, without side effects, and without complicated protocols. In this video, I'll walk you through the 4 fruits you should never touch after 60, and the 4 you should be eating every single day if you truly want to restore your vitality and your bedroom confidence. And please stay with me until the end, because the final fruit I'll share has helped many of my patients reverse years of erectile decline in just a matter of weeks. Before we dive in, if you're a man over 60 who's serious about restoring your energy, your blood flow, and your confidence, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. I share practical, science-backed tips made specifically for you. And if this topic speaks to you today, type the number 1 in the comments below. If it doesn't, type 0. That helps me understand how to serve you better next time. All right. Let's start with the first fruit you should avoid. And I promise you, it might surprise you. It's one that many men eat every single day without a second thought, yet it's quietly disrupting your hormones and weakening your circulation from the inside out. 1. Grapes. Hidden testosterone trap grapes are often seen as a symbol of good health, small, juicy, and full of antioxidants. But for men over 60, they may be doing far more harm than good, especially when eaten regularly and without considering where they come from. You see, grapes are one of the most heavily sprayed fruits in commercial agriculture. Unless they're certified organic, they often carry a cocktail of pesticides, many of which are classified as xenoestrogens. These are synthetic chemicals that act like estrogen inside the male body. And here's exactly where the problem begins. When you flood your body with these estrogen-like compounds, they start to compete directly with your natural testosterone. Over time, this can lead to lowered libido, increased belly fat, prostate swelling, and yes, softer, weaker erections. Even more concerning, studies show that pesticide residues found on grapes can impair endocrine function and reduce sperm quality in aging men. One of my patients, let's call him Alan, age 67, thought grapes were helping him manage his blood pressure. He was eating 2 generous handfuls every day, all of them non-organic. When I removed them from his diet and focused on low estrogen fruits instead, his morning firmness began to return. Within just 3 weeks, he noticed more energy, better sleep quality, and a level of confidence he hadn't felt in years. It's not that grapes are inherently harmful for everyone, but for older men with naturally declining testosterone, even small hormonal disruptions can have a significant impact on daily life. That's why I advise minimizing or eliminating grapes unless they are certified organic and consumed only sparingly. And I want you to absolutely stay away from commercial grape juice. It's essentially a sugar and pesticide bomb waiting to sabotage your health. Now, if grapes are a hidden hormone hazard, just wait until you hear what's lurking inside those innocent little fruit cups that so many men over 60 eat with breakfast every morning. The next one is sweet, but it's shockingly dangerous. 2. Canned fruit cocktails. The senior sweet trap, they come in neat little cups. They look colorful, soft, and easy to eat. And for many men over 60, canned fruit cocktails have quietly become a go-to-breakfast item or midday snack, often consumed right alongside their morning medications. It feels harmless, it even feels healthy. But what most men don't realize is that these fruit cups are a carefully disguised sugar trap, and they are silently damaging your blood vessels, your hormones, and your bedroom performance in ways that most men would never connect back to something as innocent looking as a fruit cup. What makes them so harmful isn't just the fruit itself, it's what that fruit is sitting in. Most canned fruit is soaked in high fructose corn syrup or concentrated fruit juices that are loaded with simple sugars. And when those sugars hit your bloodstream, especially on an empty or near empty stomach, they spike your insulin, inflame your arterial walls, and cause nitric oxide, the molecule your body needs for firm erections, to drop dramatically. High fructose corn syrup is also strongly linked to fatty liver disease, increased estrogen production, and measurably reduced testosterone levels. In other words, the fruit that's supposed to help you age gracefully may actually be robbing you of your strength from the inside out. One of my patients, Raymond, age 72, had been eating canned fruit cocktails every single day for over a decade. He came to me struggling with chronic fatigue, persistent brain fog, and a complete loss of sexual desire. When we eliminated those cups entirely and introduced real, whole, low-sugar fruits instead, his energy began to return. And his intimate life started to recover, slowly but surely, and in a way that genuinely surprised him. Even the light syrup or no sugar added versions are often deeply misleading. They still contain fruit that has been sitting in a can for months. Fruit that has been stripped of its natural fiber, often bleached and chemically preserved to maintain appearance. But if you think canned fruit cocktails are problematic, the next fruit on this list may shock you even more, because it's fresh, universally popular, and praised everywhere as a healthy choice. Yet, for aging men, it may be quietly undermining your drive and your edge every single morning. 3. Bananas. Yes, a problem for some older men. Bananas are often one of the very first fruits we learn to eat. They're soft, convenient, inexpensive, and promoted everywhere as a reliable, healthy snack. But for men over 60, particularly those who are already dealing with low energy, unexplained weight gain, or intimacy concerns, bananas may actually be doing more harm than good. While they do contain potassium and some beneficial nutrients, bananas, particularly the overripe, deeply sweet ones that most people prefer, can trigger subtle but significant shifts in your body's internal chemistry. First and foremost, bananas are loaded with simple sugars that enter your bloodstream very quickly. This causes a sharp insulin spike. And when insulin rises rapidly, testosterone tends to fall in response. Over time, these repeated sugar surges can contribute to insulin resistance, progressive weight gain around the midsection, and a sluggish metabolism. All of these outcomes directly harm your ability to maintain strong, healthy erections over the long term. But there's more to this story. Bananas also have a notable influence on serotonin production in the body. While serotonin is genuinely important for mood stability and emotional balance, too much of it at the wrong time can actually leave you feeling emotionally flat, drained, or unmotivated. Several of my patients have reported feeling sleepy, mentally foggy, or emotionally numb after eating a banana-heavy breakfast. And for aging men, that sense of flatness very often shows up in the bedroom: less excitement, weaker physical response, and reduced sexual motivation. Even the high tryptophan content in bananas, which does help promote relaxation and calmness, can become a liability when your actual goal is sustained energy, mental alertness, and physical readiness. In other words, bananas are not always the ideal man food that popular culture makes them out to be. Of course, not every man reacts the same way to bananas. Bodies differ, and individual responses vary. But if you are over 60, eating bananas daily and noticing lower drive, softer mornings, or persistent emotional fatigue, it may genuinely be time to reconsider that daily habit. Still think dried fruits like raisins or dates are a safer alternative? You may want to hear what they're really doing to your testosterone before you reach for another handful. The truth here may genuinely surprise you. 4. Dried fruits. Especially dates and raisins, they seem innocent. Just a small handful of raisins here, a couple of dates there. Many men over 60 reach for dried fruits as a healthy snack, particularly when they're trying to cut back on processed sweets and desserts. But the truth is, dried fruits are among the most deceptive foods you can put into your body at this stage of life. And if you're already dealing with low energy, sluggish circulation, or fading bedroom confidence, they may be making things significantly worse without you ever realizing it. Here is the core problem. Dried fruits are extremely concentrated sources of sugar. A single cup of raisins contains more sugar than a full can of soda. And unlike fresh whole fruits, these sugars are highly condensed and almost entirely stripped of the dietary fiber that would normally slow their absorption into your bloodstream. That means your blood sugar spikes rapidly, your insulin surges in response, and your testosterone takes a sharp, measurable dip as a direct consequence. Even worse, many commercially packaged dried fruits are coated in vegetable oils to prevent clumping and preserved with sulfites to maintain their visual appearance and color. These chemical additives may actively interfere with zinc absorption in the gut. And as any practitioner focused on men's health will tell you, zinc is absolutely critical for testosterone production, sperm quality, and erectile strength. Without adequate zinc, the entire hormonal cascade that supports male vitality begins to falter. I've had multiple patients tell me they eat dates as a bedtime snack, convinced they're making a smart and wholesome choice. But what they didn't understand was that those dates were keeping their blood sugar elevated throughout the night, disrupting growth hormone release during sleep, and preventing their testosterone from naturally recovering during those critical overnight hours. Dried fruit might taste sweet and feel nourishing, but for aging men, it often leaves behind a bitter trail of quiet hormonal disruption and silent metabolic damage. So now that we've clearly covered the 4 fruits that can sabotage a man's vitality after 60, let's flip the script entirely. Because coming up next are 4 powerful, underrated fruits that I personally recommend to my patients. Fruits that can reignite your blood flow, support your testosterone, and help bring your energy and confidence back faster than you might expect. 1. Pomegranate, the king of circulation. If there is one fruit that I recommend almost universally to my male patients over 60, it is the pomegranate. Not only is it delicious and deeply satisfying to eat, but it is also one of the most powerful natural tools we have available for restoring blood flow and actively protecting testosterone levels in aging men. You see, pomegranate is extraordinarily rich in compounds called punicalagins, powerful plant antioxidants that are remarkably effective at reducing oxidative stress throughout the body and improving the structural health of your blood vessels. And that matters enormously, because your erections depend entirely on one thing: circulation. When blood moves freely and fully, everything else follows. Pomegranate has been clinically shown to increase nitric oxide production, relax and dilate blood vessels, and allow for stronger, more consistent vascular performance. In one notable clinical study, men who consumed pomegranate juice daily saw measurable, documented improvements in erectile function alongside a noticeable rise in salivary testosterone levels. And this happened in just a matter of weeks. These are not superficial surface-level changes. We're talking about genuine, meaningful hormonal and vascular support from a fruit. I've had men come into my practice exhausted, deeply frustrated, and fully convinced that their best years were simply behind them. We cleaned up their diet, we added real pomegranate, either through a small glass of pure juice or a half cup of fresh seeds daily, and within just 30 days, they were reporting more energy, firmer morning erections, and a restored confidence that they genuinely thought was gone for good. What I always tell my patients: choose 100% pure pomegranate juice with absolutely no added sugar. Or better yet, eat the fresh seeds directly. Toss them into a morning smoothie, stir them into plain Greek yogurt, or simply enjoy them on their own. Either way, your body will respond, and it will respond in ways you can actually feel. Now, while pomegranate powerfully opens up your circulation, the next fruit I want to share works in a completely different but equally important way. It acts like a protective shield, defending your testosterone from silent daily damage, while also calming the one hormone that steals your drive more than any other. You've likely seen this fruit on store shelves many times, but I can almost guarantee you've never realized just how powerful it truly is. 2. Kiwi. The testosterone citrus kiwi may not be the flashiest fruit in the grocery store, but for men over 60, it is one of the most overlooked and underappreciated treasures available for hormonal health and physical performance. This small, unassuming green fruit is packed with vitamin C, more than an orange in many cases, and that matters far more than most men realize. Vitamin C plays a foundational role in testosterone production by helping protect the Leydig cells in the testes from oxidative stress and free radical damage. When those cells remain strong and healthy, so does your testosterone output. And for men over 60, protecting those cells is everything. But kiwi goes even further than that. It also contains actinidin, a natural digestive enzyme that supports nutrient absorption throughout the gut. And here is why that matters so much. As we age, our digestive capacity naturally weakens. Even if you are eating well, making all the right food choices, your body may not be absorbing what it needs efficiently. Kiwi helps bridge that critical gap, ensuring that essential minerals like zinc and magnesium, both of which are absolutely vital for male performance, actually reach the bloodstream where they can be put to use. What's more, kiwi has been shown in multiple studies to meaningfully reduce cortisol, the primary stress hormone that competes directly with testosterone in the body. When cortisol is chronically elevated, testosterone suffers. It's a direct biochemical competition, and cortisol almost always wins unless you actively work against it. One study conducted in Japan found that men who ate 2 kiwis daily for several weeks experienced better sleep quality, measurably lower blood pressure, and significant improvements in overall emotional well-being, all of which are essential prerequisites for restoring genuine intimacy and vitality in a man's life. My personal recommendation to my patients: eat the whole fruit, including the skin. The skin of the kiwi is edible, loaded with dietary fiber, and adds a meaningful additional punch of nutrition. Simply rinse it thoroughly or choose organic. If you're not ready for the skin just yet, that's completely fine. The interior flesh alone is more than enough to begin changing how your body feels from the inside out. And if kiwi helps calm the stress that quietly blocks your manhood, the next fruit does the complete opposite. It energizes. It activates. It directly stimulates the very molecule most responsible for a strong, lasting erection. Most men have absolutely no idea that this fruit works like nature's own version of the little blue pill. 3. Watermelon. Nature's Viagra watermelon isn't just a refreshing summer treat. For men over 60, it is one of the most powerful natural tools available to support blood flow and erectile health, and most men walk right past it in the grocery store without a second glance. What makes watermelon so remarkably special is a natural compound called L-citrulline. Once inside your body, L-citrulline is converted into L-arginine, which then works to increase nitric oxide production throughout your vascular system. And nitric oxide is absolutely essential for erections. It is the very molecule that signals your blood vessels to relax, dilate, and allow rich, oxygenated blood to flow exactly where you need it most. But here's what I want you to understand and truly appreciate. Unlike synthetic pharmaceutical pills that force this process through chemical intervention and come with real risks to your heart and blood pressure, watermelon works gently and safely in full cooperation with your body's own natural systems. It supports the process rather than overriding it. And for older men, that distinction matters enormously. Many of my patients in their late 60s and 70s who began eating watermelon daily particularly on an empty stomach, first thing in the morning, reported firmer morning erections, improved stamina throughout the day, and a noticeable uptick in overall energy levels. It's hydrating, easy to digest, naturally low in fat, and very low in sodium. To get the most meaningful benefit, I strongly recommend eating fresh watermelon slices rather than purchasing pre-made store-bought juice, which almost always contains added sugars and preservatives. If you prefer drinking it, simply blend it fresh at home yourself and include the white rind. The pale section just beneath the outer green skin, which actually contains the highest concentration of L-citrulline in the entire fruit. Some of my patients even enjoy combining fresh blended watermelon with a small piece of fresh ginger or a squeeze of lemon juice for what I call a vascular performance boost. The combination works beautifully. And always remember, the goal here isn't just to experience a single strong moment. The goal is to build lasting vascular health and sustained hormonal support over time. Watermelon, eaten consistently and intentionally, helps accomplish both. Now, while watermelon powerfully boosts what flows through your body, the next and final fruit I'm going to share with you protects what is already inside you: your testosterone, your brain chemistry, and even your memory and cognitive sharpness. It is tiny, it is dark, and it is extraordinarily powerful. And most men never realize it may be the single missing piece that stands between them feeling mentally foggy and physically diminished and feeling truly alive, capable, and vital again. 4. Blueberries. The hormone shield blueberries may be small, but for men over 60, they carry a quietly powerful secret that most men have never been told about. These deep, rich blue fruits are densely packed with anthocyanins, specialized plant compounds that protect your blood vessels from damage, actively reduce chronic inflammation throughout the body, and defend your testosterone from the kind of silent cellular damage that accumulates slowly over decades of living. What makes blueberries especially valuable for aging men is the unique way they support both the mind and the body simultaneously, helping older men stay mentally sharp, emotionally balanced, and physically responsive in ways that directly affect their confidence and their intimate lives. As we age, oxidative stress becomes one of the most significant and relentless threats to male health. It damages the specialized cells responsible for producing testosterone. It weakens the delicate lining of blood vessels, reducing their flexibility and capacity. And it dulls the nerve sensitivity that is essential for genuine sexual pleasure and arousal. Blueberries act like nature's most effective cleanup crew. They neutralize the damaging free radicals that drive this oxidative process. And they actively work to restore a healthier internal environment, one in which your hormones can truly thrive. That means stronger erections over time, faster physical recovery, and noticeably clearer mental focus. Multiple peer-reviewed studies have demonstrated that regular blueberry consumption can improve insulin sensitivity, meaningfully reduce brain fog, and even enhance memory and cognitive performance in older adults, all of which tie directly to how confident, capable, and fully present a man feels within his own body and within his most important relationships. I often tell my patients to begin their morning with half a cup of fresh blueberries, whether they're folded into plain Greek yogurt, blended into a morning smoothie, or simply eaten fresh on their own. The results, over time, consistently speak for themselves. Many men report better mental focus, a stronger sense of drive and motivation, and even a renewed and deeper sense of connection in their relationships. Blueberries are also naturally low in sugar and high in dietary fiber, making them an ideal daily fruit for maintaining hormonal stability throughout the entire day. They help regulate blood sugar at a steady, even level, which directly protects testosterone and prevents the mood crashes and emotional flatness that can so easily interfere with intimacy and connection. This is the fruit I wish more men knew about. It doesn't look powerful, it doesn't come in a bottle or a pill, but when eaten consistently, day after day, it quietly rebuilds the foundation of your health from the inside out. Conclusion, bringing it all together, so let's bring everything together. If you are a man over 60, The fruits you choose to eat every single day matter far more than most people, including most doctors, will ever tell you. Grapes, canned fruit cocktails, bananas, and dried fruits may appear completely harmless. They may even look healthy, but they can quietly drain your testosterone, disrupt your hormones, and slow your blood flow in ways that directly affect how you feel, how you perform, and how connected you feel to your own life. In contrast, pomegranate, kiwi, watermelon, and blueberries have the genuine capacity to awaken your circulation, restore your natural energy, protect your hormonal balance, and bring back the confidence and vitality that aging has slowly been pulling away. As a doctor, and as someone who has spent decades working with men at this exact stage of life, I want to tell you something important. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to overhaul everything overnight. What you need is consistency. Small, intentional choices made day after day. That is what produces real, lasting change in the body. Your body at 60, 65, even 70 and beyond, it still remembers how to be strong. It still remembers how to be energized, confident, and fully alive. What it needs from you is the right support, the right foods, the right daily decisions. Give your body that support. One bite, one day, one deliberate choice at a time, and it will rise to meet you. Because the most powerful medicine you have access to is not in a pharmacy. It is in your kitchen. And it starts with what you choose to put on your plate.